quite a while ago, I watched the first episode of Family Guy and I just didn't get into it. So I always planned to go back and watch at least one more episode. And having just watched the second episode of the first season, I Never Met the Dead Man, I thought this was okay. I'm still not in love with it, but I preferred this episode to the previous one. I might make more of an effort to continue watching it. I definitely want to get a little bit further, because I've heard so many great things about it and I'm keen to explore that more. So there will be some spoilers as I talk about what happens. I'm not doing a deep analysis, but I will share some general thoughts and mention some highlights. So there are two main parts of the episode. One involves cable television, one involves broccoli, and they do kind of come together quite nicely towards the end. The broccoli part is the fact that Stewie doesn't want to eat broccoli, so he decides to try and hatch a plan to get rid of broccoli. It was creative. I quite liked it. It definitely works as a subplot. The main narrative happens when Peter is taking Meg out for a driving lesson and he accidentally crashes into the satellite dish for cable television and cable is out. Nobody in the area has cable anymore. And he kind of bribes Meg by telling her he'll buy her a convertible if she takes the blame for it, which she does to begin with. And I like the fact that eventually, and as I said, these are spoilers, she realises that it's not important. The convertible isn't what matters here, and if Peter is responsible, he's the one who should own up to it, which I think is a pretty good message. And I just found that we got a lot of comedy out of this. As a television fan, I enjoyed the concept. Well, no, I hated the concept of television being out, but I loved seeing it play out in the episode. We actually get little parodies of different TV shows and films. There's Star Trek, the Roadrunner parody. I loved. It's just so fun seeing the Roadrunner in a slightly different animation style, and the same with Scooby-Doo. We had a Wizard of Oz parody. I had a lot of fun with that. That worked really, really well for me. And Peter ends up realising that there's more to life than television, which I know is sometimes hard to believe, but he realises that they can go on picnics and see things in the world and experience things that they wouldn't if they're just sitting in front of the television. And it seems like that might be his reality now. Will he ever return to being obsessed with television? Well, I won't say exactly how it concludes, but it was very believable, very realistic, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Did I think this was funny? No, I don't think there was anything I particularly laughed at. I mean, I did like the bits with Scooby-Doo and the Roadrunner, but I think for me that was more funny because I was enjoying the parody, which I guess does mean that the episode itself was funny, but in terms of the dialogue and things, I don't think there was anything that really made me laugh. But I would still say I enjoyed it. I found it to be comforting, relatable, and generally a pretty good experience. So I think I will watch the next episode quite soon. I'm not in the headspace yet where I want to binge watch all of it. Slightly concerned that if that ever does happen, I have a lot of episodes to catch up with. But for now, I am feeling more hopeful about the show than I was with the first episode. I did think I Never Met the Dead Man was pretty enjoyable, very creative, and I'll probably watch the next episode sooner rather than later.